15 Things You Didn't Know About Mauritius. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired. Hello Aluxers, and welcome to another exciting original video presented by Alux.com. If you're new here, welcome. Be sure to subscribe and follow us on Instagram at Alux. Today we're revealing some interesting and unknown facts about one of the most beautiful islands in the world, Mauritius. The island is just east of Madagascar, southeast of the Seychelles, and northeast of Reunion in the Indian Ocean. The area of the country is 790 square miles. It's roughly 1,200 miles off the southeast coast of Africa. Interestingly, the islands of Mauritius and Rodriguez are part of the Mascarene Islands, along with Reunion, which is a French overseas area. The largest city is called Port Louis, which is also the capital of the island. Mauritius became a British colony in 1810 and remained a British colony until 1968, when it achieved independence. It was also formerly a Dutch colony from 1638 to 1710 and a French colony from 1715 until 1810. It also controls Agalega and Cargados Garayos. The island of Mauritius is a popular tourist destination, and we're intrigued by its beauty, its history, and its rich cultural tapestry. But it's time to dive in. Let's take a closer look at this beautiful island with the 15 things you didn't know about Mauritius. Number 1. The now extinct dodo bird was only found on this island. The dodo bird is a flightless 3-foot-tall bird that has been extinct since 1662. The bird was first discovered by Dutch sailors in 1598 and was then widely hunted by sailors and invasive species. Humans also destroyed their habitat by tearing down the forests. The only place these birds or their fossils were ever sighted was on the island of Mauritius. Although the dodo is the most widely known, there are several other bird species on Mauritius that have gone extinct since humans have invaded their habitats, including the Mauritius blue pigeon, the Mauritian duck, the gray parrot, and the bourbon-crested starling. Number 2. The island is home to the 7 colored earths. The island attracts tourists due to its surreal-looking sand dunes. The amazing landscape is beautiful, as the dunes never seem to erode and are colored with 7 hues: blue, yellow, red, purple, brown, violet, and green, which are called the 7 colored earths. They have formed into stripes, which is the result of a natural phenomenon that can be tested at home by taking handfuls of sand with different colors and watching them separate into layers. Number 3. Mauritius was the first place white sugar was produced. Mauritius is known as a tropical paradise, and like many islands, one of their primary sources of income is the tourism sector, but it's not their only thriving industry. 80% of the island is covered in sugarcane fields, and 600,000 tons of sugar are exported annually, with 530,000 tons of that being exported to the European Union alone. The people of Mauritius have been producing sugarcane for well over 100 years, dating back to the early 1800s, when the French had slaves cultivate the land. The country has also been very innovative in this field. In fact, in 1868, Dr. Edmund Isery was the first in the world to produce white sugar out of a factory in Mauritius. Number 4. The first European to land there was Portuguese. In the year 1507, the Portuguese navigator Diogo Fernandes Pereira landed in Mauritius, becoming the first European to discover the nation. Interestingly, he decided to call the island Ilha do Cirne, which was the name of his ship. He additionally may have been the first European to travel east of Madagascar. After he found Mauritius, he went further east and found the island that is now called Rodriguez, but at the time it was called Ilha de Diogo Fernandes. Number 5. The most expensive hotel costs up to $10,000 per night. The most expensive and arguably the most luxurious hotel to stay at on the island is the Royal Palm Beachcomber Luxury Hotel, a stunning palace-like structure located on a pristine beach. You can choose to stay at a junior suite for $750 a night, an ocean suite for $1,100 a night, a palm suite for $1,300 a night, or a senior suite for $1,700 a night. If you want an even more luxurious experience, you can book the presidential suite for $5,600 a night, or the 3-level beachfront royal suite for close to $10,000 a night. The royal suite features spacious rooms with leather furniture, 2 bedrooms, a stylish lounge that opens up to a deck leading out to a gazebo, and a private infinity pool overlooking the ocean. Fabulous. Number 6. Its Lamorne Robben Mountain has a tragic history. One of the destinations that tourists might visit on the island is the Lamorne Mountain, which today overlooks luxury resorts and what many consider to be the best beach on the island, but the mountain has a very tragic past. The mountain peak is comprised of basaltic rock, with many caves that used to be a refuge for runaway slaves in the 19th century. In February of 1835, hundreds of slaves threw themselves from the summit when they saw police approaching, as they would rather die than go back to slavery. The tragedy is that police were approaching to tell them that slavery had been abolished and they were free. Today, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site, but it still carries this tragic legacy. Number 7. Their president resigned in 2018 due to credit card fraud. Mauritius's president, Amina Gurib Fakim, the nation's first female head of state, announced in March 2018 that she'll be resigning from her position over credit card fraud allegations. Her last day in office was March 23rd. In 2015, she joined with the Planet Earth Institute to further develop the scientific field in Africa, and they gave her a credit card to pay for work-related travel and other related expenses. She's being accused of spending $26,000 on jewelry, clothing, and other personal items with that credit card. She claims she mixed up the card with her personal credit card that she was issued from the same bank, and she paid back all of the money before resigning. Number 8. Cisco Systems sued some country leaders due to corruption. Corruption in the country is widespread and well documented. In cables that leaked from the U.S. Embassy, the corruption was called pervasive and ingrained. The corruption seems to extend to all levels of government. In 2016, American technology conglomerate Cisco Systems filed suit against the National Computer Board and executives of the Mauritius Qualifications Authority, alleging that a bribe is required for all government projects. According to the Corruption Perceptions Index, which ranks 176 countries based on their corruption, Mauritius is closer to the middle of the list, with North Korea being the most corrupt and Denmark being the least corrupt. Number 9. Celebrities like Gwyneth Paltrow and Rose McGowan love to visit. This island is adored by celebrities such as Gwyneth Paltrow, Kylie Minogue, and Prince Harry. Alexandra Burke and Ruth Lorenzo also love Mauritius, along with Rose McGowan, Linda Evangelista, Patrice Dumont, and Jenny Frost. When visiting, these stars enjoy fine cuisine, diving, snorkeling, golfing, and laying on the beautiful white sandy beaches. But of course, it's not just the rich and famous that travel here. Mauritius has experienced increased visitors year after year, including about 100,000 Britons who vacation there annually. Number 10. Mauritians are the wealthiest in Africa on average. The Africa 2016 Wealth Report found that Mauritians are the wealthiest among other countries in Africa, with an average wealth of $21,700 US per person. The poorest nation in Africa, on the other hand, was determined to be Zimbabwe, with an average wealth of just $200 US per person. Of course, Mauritius doesn't come close to the country with the highest average wealth per person, which is Switzerland, with each person having an average wealth of about $570,000. We talk more about this rich nation on our video 15 Things You Didn't Know About Switzerland. Just click in the upper right-hand corner to check it out. Number 11. Nissan sells the most cars in the nation. New car sales in Mauritius jumped 21% in 2017, with 11,151 units sold, the highest yearly car sales on record for the nation. Nissan holds the biggest market share in the country, followed closely by Toyota, but Kia is in third place, with sales that rose 81% from 2016. The best-selling premium brand is BMW, which comes in at 5th place overall, behind Hyundai. Number 12. Somali pirates were sentenced in Mauritius. 12 Somalis ambushed a container ship in 2013 and were captured by naval forces. They were taken to Mauritius for their trial and sentenced to jail. Unfortunately, the Indian Ocean has been facing piracy problems in the last few years. Although Mauritius is not always directly affected, the piracy attacks affect the economy due to their effect on luxury cruises and trade. Number 13. Mauritius has 1,600 people per square mile. Mauritius has the greatest population density of any African nation. Over 1.3 million people live on the island that covers roughly only 790 square miles, which equals out to over 1,600 people per square mile. This makes it one of the most densely populated nations in the world, behind countries like Monaco, Singapore, Malta, and Bangladesh. Number 14. The island suffered a deadly fire caused by footballers. In 1999, there was a fire at Lamorne that killed 5 people. The victims included a pregnant woman and 2 children. The blaze started due to angry football fans drunkenly starting a fire after a match, and this led to the suspension of the National Football League. The Scouts Club needed a draw to retain the championship, and their opponent, Fire Brigade, needed a victory. The results were deadly. Number 15. One of their landmark houses has 100 doors. The Eureka House is a one-of-a-kind Creole home that was built in 1830. This elegant home was owned by British and French aristocrats in the 19th century and remains one of the largest houses on the island. The most distinctive feature of this home is its 100 doors. The house is surrounded by grounds with palm trees, mango trees, and natural waterfalls. The home was eventually restored and opened to the public as a museum in 1986. Now that you've learned some more about Mauritius, we'd like to know, have you ever been there, or do you plan to go someday? Let us know in the comments. Still here? Here's a bonus fact just for you. Mauritius is a volcanic island that first formed and arose out of the sea 8 million years ago. This explains the amazing mountain ranges, dunes, and waterfalls. Of course, the volcanoes have been dormant for many years, and currently, the volcanic craters are rich with lush flowers, trees, and with wildlife. Thank you for spending some time with us, Aluxer. Make sure to subscribe so you never miss a video. If you want more, we handpicked these videos you might enjoy, or head over to Alux.com for the best in fine living content on the planet. Be a part of the largest community of luxury enthusiasts in the world and tell your story.